welcome. I'm Geeta Mohan and you're watching India Today Global. Let's begin with the top story. British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer is in India's financial capital, Mumbai, on a two-day visit. He brings along a delegation of more than 125 entrepreneurs, cultural leaders and university vice-chancellors after India and the UK signed the historic Free Trade Agreement, also called the Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement, on the 24th of July during Prime Minister Modi's visit to the UK. But what does this visit entail? Take a look.
After India's historic signing of the Free Trade Agreement with the United Kingdom, also called the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, on July 24th this year, British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has landed in India's financial capital, Mumbai, for a two-day visit. The FTA signed during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit is due to come into effect next year. Prime Minister Starmer is leading a delegation of 125 CEOs, entrepreneurs, cultural leaders and university vice-chancellors to boost trade relations between both countries. This is also the biggest UK trade mission ever to come to India.
This is the biggest trade mission that the United Kingdom has ever sent to India. That FTA is really important for us. It's the biggest deal that we've struck since we left the EU, and I think it's the biggest deal that India has ever struck.
But the matter of issuing visas to Indian workers and students is not priority for Prime Minister Starmer when he meets Prime Minister Modi on Thursday. While speaking to reporters en route India, Starmer said there will be no relaxation to visa rules for India. Instead, the focus will be to take advantage of the free trade agreement that we've already struck. In wake of President Trump's changes in the H-1B visa policy, when Starmer was asked whether the UK was trying to attract tech professionals, he said the country wanted to attract top talent, but said there were no plans for new visas to India. As Starmer's Labour Party trails the populist Reform UK party in polls, the British Prime Minister is trying to take a restrictive stance on both immigration amid high public concern about the issue. The trade deal between India and UK will see UK cars and whiskey becoming cheaper to export to India and Indian textiles and jewellery cheaper to export to the UK. It also includes 3-year exemption on social security paid by Indian employees working in the UK on short-term visas. With Mahashweta Lala, Bureau Report, India Today.
After all the bonhomie and a deal on rare earth minerals, the US is now looking to sell Amraam missiles to Pakistan worth $2.51 billion. Why would US sell strategic arms to Pakistan, an all-weather friend of China? On Statecraft, we discuss, has US lost its strategic vision? Look at an excerpt right now. Pakistan is about to get a fresh supply of American firepower, the AIM-120 Amraam, one of the most advanced air-to-air missiles in the world. It's a deal worth billions, born out of quiet corridors and loud ambitions. Signed off under Trump's watch, this isn't just about missiles. It's about momentum. It's about a Washington-Islamabad reboot, sealed in smoke trails and signatures. But as Pakistan leans on China for almost every screw and sensor in its defense ecosystem, the question burns brighter. Is America arming a friend or feeding its rival through the back door? Is Trump selling America security? And is China going to be the big gainer in this strategic war? Hello and welcome. You're watching Statecraft with me, Geeta Mohan. For Pakistan, this deal is a dream dressed in stars and stripes, a validation after years of military isolation and diplomatic frost. For the US, it's a gamble, a handshake with a country that calls Beijing its all-weather friend. The missiles will modernize Pakistan's aging F-16 fleet, sharpen its combat edge, and rewrite its air war playbook. But at what cost? Can America really afford to share cutting-edge technology with a nation that shares its secrets and sometimes its enemies with China? The deal is official. U.S. Department of War, formerly known as the Department of Defense, has approved a $2.51 billion contract with Raytheon, covering the production of AIM-120C8 and AIM-120D3 variants. Completion by May 2030. The fine print hides the real twist. The number of missiles heading to Pakistan remains undisclosed. The roots of Pakistan and America's defense relationship go deep and often toxic. In the Cold War, the US armed Pakistan to counter the Soviets, flooding it with jets and missiles. When sanctions came in the 1990s over Pakistan's nuclear tests, the flow stopped temporarily. The 9/11 era revived the pipeline under counter-terrorism cooperation, but every time trust was built, Pakistan found a way to break it. Osama bin Laden's hideout in Abbottabad being Exhibit A. Now Trump's missile diplomacy appears to resurrect the old partnership, but under very different global circumstances. President Trump does not have much love to give when it comes to China, and yet Pakistan is China's closest military partner. Irony couldn't fly higher. The risk is real, and history is proof. Reverse engineering is Pakistan's favorite sport, and China's an art form. From fighter jets to drones, Pakistan's joint ventures with Beijing thrive on imitation. Introduce a new missile into that environment, and you're practically inviting a lab inspection from Chinese defense scientists. For Pakistan, this sale isn't just an upgrade, it's validation. After years of global skepticism, sanctions, and economic collapse, the US handshake restores its image. It allows Pakistan's generals to tell their people and Beijing that Washington still trusts them. The timing of this deal also carries a geopolitical message. Just months after the May 2025 clashes between India and Pakistan, Trump pushed for a ceasefire, a move Islamabad eagerly credited him for. By rewarding Pakistan with missiles soon after, Trump transforms peace brokerage into arms brokerage. It's political theater masquerading as strategy. But who benefits? Trump gets headlines, Pakistan gets hardware, and China gets data. The only loser might be the very America First doctrine Trump claims to champion. And Pakistan's defense industry, something to boast about. But even as they celebrate, one truth stands stark. Pakistan remains dependent on China for weapons, on the US for validation, and on loans for survival. Missiles may buy power in the sky, but not sovereignty on the ground. For India, the implications are unmistakable. A more capable Pakistan Air Force alters strategic calculations along the line of control. The Indian military will likely respond with rapid modernization, more Rafales, more Meteor missiles, and accelerated indigenous programs like the AMCA. The arms race spiral spins faster, stability slips further, and at the center of it all sits Trump's signature, a symbol of how one deal can tilt an entire region's security equation. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has lauded US President Donald Trump's attempts at bringing peace between India and Pakistan during Operation Sindoor, although India has rejected those claims. Carney met President Trump at the White House and gave him credit for influencing global affairs. Trump had in the past on several occasions claimed to have brokered a peace deal between India and Pakistan during Operation Sindoor, but India has always maintained that ceasefire was reached after Pakistan's DGMO called his Indian counterpart and requested for a truce. This is the Canadian Prime Minister's second visit to the White House and comes ahead of next year's review of the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement.
You kindly hosted me and some of my colleagues a few months ago, and I said at the time, you are a transformative president. And since then, the transformation in the economy, unprecedented commitments of NATO partners to defense spending, peace from India, Pakistan through to Azerbaijan, Armenia, disabling Iran as a force of terror, and now, and I'm running out of time, but this is in many respects the most important.
After the conclusion of the ongoing indirect talks between Israel and Hamas on the second day in Egypt's Sharm el-Sheikh, a senior Hamas official, Tahir al-Nono, said that Hamas and Israel have exchanged lists of detainees to be released on the basis of agreed criteria and numbers. Hamas has also sought US and Israeli guarantees of a permanent end to the war. The statement also mentioned that Hamas delegation demonstrated positivity and sense of responsibility required to achieve necessary progress and finalize the agreement. The mediators are, meanwhile, trying to remove obstacles to implement the ceasefire agreement. Meanwhile, Turkey President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said it was neither fair nor realistic to put the burden of achieving peace in Gaza solely on Hamas and Palestinians, and that Israel must stop its attacks in order for peace efforts to succeed.
Filistin Direniş Örgütü Hamas,
the Palestinian resistance group Hamas responded very positively to Mr. Trump's peace plan. Thus, it clearly demonstrated its will for peace. However, it is a fact that peace is not a single-winged bird. Placing the entire burden of peace on Hamas and the Palestinians is neither a fair, correct, nor realistic approach. Currently, the greatest obstacle before the path leading to peace is Israel's attacks. Despite Mr. Trump's clear calls, Israel continues its attacks, which undermine the positive atmosphere. If peace is truly desired, Israel's attacks must be stopped immediately.
I spoke with Ahmed Abu Amsha, 43-year-old music teacher in Gaza, who's transforming the lives of traumatized children through the power of song. Forced to live on beaches and makeshift camps after repeated bombings, Abu Amsha and his small community are battling hunger, disease, and collapsing infrastructure. Yet, amid the devastation, he brings moments of joy and normalcy to children. Listen in to this exclusive conversation. Ahmed, I'd like our viewers to see this video that you made with the kids, because that just goes to show the everyday fear that kids live in, and how you're trying to turn that around. Now, this was a video that you put out using drone sounds, because there was continuous drone sound through the day, and how you turned it into music. What made you really think of making a video and using it as music with the children?
Okay, about the drone, you know, it's always exist. Like 24 hours, the drones exist. But sometimes it's gonna be quiet and sometimes it's gonna be loud. Once upon a time, we have a activity with the kids, and the drone was very loud, and the kids told me, "Mister, please stop. We can't hear you. The drone sound is very loud. It's annoying. It's terrible. Really, it was very, very, very loud." So I told them, "No, we will not stop. We're gonna sing with it." They told me, "How we gonna sing with it?" I told them, "Okay, let make it like ground music, holding one note, like, and we're gonna sing with it like, shel ya jamali shel." It's gonna go like, So they love the idea, and we sing it, and I grab my phone and record this song. I never imagined that video. I wake up in the morning, 1 million views, you know? Oh my God.
Elon Musk is taking on Wikipedia. The world's richest man is set to launch Grokipedia, an AI-powered truth hub that he claims will fix online bias. Supporters call it a revolution in knowledge. Critics call it Musk's latest power grab. Here's a report.
You have heard of Wikipedia, the world's go-to source for knowledge. But now Elon Musk wants to change that. Meet Grokipedia, the billionaire's brand new project that could soon rival Wikipedia itself. Musk says, and I quote, version 0.1 early beta, unquote, of Grokipedia will launch in just 2 weeks, powered by his artificial intelligence company xAI. So what is it all about? According to Musk supporters, Grokipedia aims to become the world's most accurate knowledge source, built for humans and AI and free from bias or hidden agendas. In other words, it is supposed to tell the truth, no filters, no political correctness. But critics say this is just part of a larger push by right-wing billionaires, including Musk, to reshape the media landscape. They point out that Musk has accused Wikipedia of being woke, while his own AI chatbot, Grok, has faced backlash for spreading far-right and even anti-Semitic content. And as the US media scene tilts further towards political polarization, with Trump's allies attacking traditional outlets and billionaires buying up media giants, Musk Grokipedia could be his boldest and most controversial move yet. Will Grokipedia truly reinvent online knowledge or rewrite it? We'll find out soon, because Elon Musk's war on information has just begun. Vishorik Shah, Bureau Report, India Today Global.
The US Senate confirmed Sergey Gore as the next ambassador to India. This comes amid ongoing tariff talks between the US and India. Gore is the trusted and close aide of President Donald Trump. He was confirmed by an en bloc Senate vote that approved 107 appointments despite a US government shutdown. The final tally was 51 in favor, 47 against. Trump, who had described Gore as a great friend, will also be the special envoy for South and Central Asian affairs. Other nominees confirmed include Paul Kapoor of California as Assistant Secretary of State for South Asian Affairs and Anjani Sinha of Florida as Ambassador to the Republic of Singapore. That's all in this edition of India Today Global.